Welcome. My name is Polly Bovey, and I'm a member of the board of the League of Women Voters for Cupertino and Sunnyvale. Today's forum will last about 55 minutes. Next slide, please. Attendees will be in listen mode only, and only the panelists will be on video. The forum is being recorded and will be available on the League of Women Voters CupertinoSunnyvale.org, our website, in a few days. Next slide, please. Before we get to our candidates, here is some background information about who the League is and about voting on November 5th. The League has fought since 1920 to improve U.S. system of government and impact public policy through education and advocacy. The League is strictly nonpartisan. It neither supports nor opposes candidates for office at any level of government. The League makes a difference because of the energy and passion of thousands of volunteer members around the country who work together to safeguard our democracy. Next slide. So to say that the California ballot's confusing is an understatement. We know that. And many of you may have used the League as a source for helping to understand your ballots in the past. Now we have a new way of doing that, and it is called Vote 411. It's a one-stop shop for election-related information. Among the things you will find is ballot measure information, factual data on candidates in various federal, state, and local races. And to find information specific to your ballot, just go to Vote 411, click on Find What's on Your Ballot, and enter your address, and you'll get the information. So I hope you will visit Vote 411. Next slide, please. Everyone now receives their ballot by mail, and that's a good thing. It's easy, it comes your way. But you have many options about how to return that ballot. You can send it back in the mail. No postage is necessary, but it must be postmarked on or before the election day. So send it in soon. There is also ballot drop boxes anywhere in the county. They're open 24/7 until 8 p.m. on election day as well. So you can drop it off at one of the drop boxes. And the final way is to go to a vote center anywhere in the county, open 10 days or 4 days before the election. So think about all of that. That's an important piece. A few more details. I think we should go to the next slide. Thank you. There's a few more details. If you need any of the services that are listed on the left, you don't get a ballot, you need a replacement, some of those things. The place to go is to your local registrar of voters and the voter center. And then we want to remind you about a few very key pieces. So when you've marked your ballot in black or blue pen, and you vote for the authorized number of candidates and complete both sides of the ballot, you put it into the envelope and you sign and date and write your address on the return envelope. It will not be counted if there's no signature and date. And please be sure you sign your ballot in the form that you have on the ballot itself or what's on your driver's license. Next slide. This is a very important slide because tonight we're going to talk about a new trustee area, which is Trustee Area 5. You can see it circled there on the lower part of the map. And if you live within that region, these are the two candidates that you're going to have an opportunity to vote for the Fremont Union High School District Board. So this is a new effort on the part of the Board of Trustees, and there will be two elections, one for Trustee Area 2 and one for Trustee Area 5. And tonight we're going to be talking about Trustee Area 5. Next slide. So, okay, we're going to get started. These are the two candidates for Trustee Area 5. The candidates have agreed to the format and ground rules for this forum. I will be posing the questions which were gathered in advance, and each question has a designated response time of either 90 or 60 seconds. A timer will give candidates visual signals to help them pace their responses and stop on time. We also ask that candidates and the public, if you choose to reference the recording of this forum or any of the forums, that you do it in its entirety. Please don't just take a section of this recording. We want it in its entirety. And you may use that as you see fit, or share it with your friends and be sure that they get the information they need to vote as well. So throughout this forum, each candidate will have 2 opportunities to do a rebuttal should they decide. They will raise their hand and I will give them 30 seconds to do a rebuttal. They may not use their rebuttal time to just add their own comments or go off topic. And last, in advance of this forum, the candidates were provided both the first and the last question. The rest of the questions will be new to them this evening. So we're going to turn off the slides, and I want to extend my warm welcome to Danny Choi and Ajian Lee. Thank you both for being here, and thank you both for running for office. We really appreciate it. During the forum, with the permission of each candidate, I'm going to refer to them by their first name. The questions are going to start today around 7:07 and will end about 7:56. That's a rough estimate. The speaking order was randomly drawn, and the speaking order will shift with each question. The speaking order for the first question will be Danny first, and then AGN. So we're going to start with you, Danny. Why are you qualified to be the Fremont Union High School District Board of Trustee representative for Area 5? You have 90 seconds.
Thank you, Polly. So my entire life has really centered around the structure and the format and the infrastructure given by public schools. As a child, I grew up educated in the east side of San Jose, went through Oak Grove's elementary school district system, and then in 9th grade went to Oak Grove High School Actual. In the summer of 1989, my family moved over to this portion of West San Jose where I currently reside, and I attended Lynbrook, and I experienced this sea change in how I view the world, because prior to that, I was a mediocre student, maybe B's and C's, and coming to the atmosphere at Fremont Union High School District, where I suddenly received the message from both teachers and students that being academically gifted or achieving high grades in school was an okay thing. It was not a detriment. And within the semester, by spring of my sophomore year, I was a straight A student. And I'll admit, it's not because of a sudden boost in my intelligence or abilities or anything like that. It was entirely from the power that having a nurturing school environment could bring. Since then, I've attended public university. I've taught at public schools, both in rural areas and in urban areas. And I've had an opportunity, both professionally and personally, to see the impact that public school brings.
Thank you, Danny. AGN.
Hi, thank you for organizing this forum. My name is Yijun Li, and I'm a parent of FUHSD and Lynbrook High School graduates. I'm an art teacher, an educator, and a marketing designer. For over 20 years, I'm volunteer in various roles, including as a program director of IDEA Educational Foundation, where I offer free educational program like college prep and financial aid. My program is covered from toddler to high schooler, even for those just graduate from high school, which is college students. I'm served as a Scoutmaster, overseeing children programs for many years, and also volunteer in schools. I also form parenting class in Cupertino area, which is a weekly program. So I have a last chance to talk to parents. Additionally, I work in a food pantry since COVID-19. Through this experience, I have deep understanding the need and the diversity, for diverse students learning. As a grassroots candidate, I will continue work with the community and educators to address educational issues.
Thank you so much. And AGN, you're going to have the next question. So
Okay.
this question is, in your previous roles, some of which you just described for us, how have your skills in leadership, negotiation, or policy development been demonstrated? And can you give us some specific examples?
My favorite volunteer is scouting and also work as a food pantry. During the scouting, I have many different different students from different school, from different area. Through this program, I use my experience to guide them, teach them, and provide them educational concept about doing the leadership. So that really support them to will grow. So through this leadership, I think it's really a very diverse, educational, opportunity to offer those students. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Danny, would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
In your previous roles, how have your skills in leadership, negotiation, or policy development been demonstrated? Please provide specific examples.
Thank you. So as a teacher, I've had the opportunity to practice this in some very privileged environments where I could both implement policy in the classroom, but also provide feedback to the administrators who were tasked with carrying out these policies and executing them. So I could say, hey, here's this thing that's working, or here's something that's struggling, whether it's something like bathroom policies or cell phone policies. When it comes to negotiating, I think working with the students that you have to do, have under your care is an everyday kind of challenge in terms of communication and negotiation. You really do learn a lot of people skills, both as a student in a classroom and as a teacher. And so learning how to manage different communication styles with people, that's really the crux of things there. Thank you.
Thank you. And Danny, you'll have the next question and you'll have 60 seconds. This is about your passions and priorities. Tell us about the number one contribution you are most excited or passionate about making as a board member, and why does this contribution excite you?
So I'll start off by saying Fremont Union High School District is a very well-run school district. I don't feel like I'm coming in here to shake things up. It's very much a case of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The biggest challenge would be declining enrollment. And what I'm passionate about is attacking problems before they become bigger, well, mega problems. So I've already been in contact with board members and listening in at the board meetings as well to see how Superintendent Clark has provided projections. I can tell you that Lynbrook High School, Monte Vista High School, for instance, really all the campuses in the district have had substantial multi-million-dollar investments into their facilities over the summer. And I feel confident in saying that the district is well prepared in terms of handling the challenges that come with declining enrollment over the next few years. And I just want to make sure that we can steward that so that way we can continue to provide the high level education that people expect from the district. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Adrienne?
As for my point, as I think the most important thing is engage the community. Actually, our Fremont Union High School has wonderful, excellent teachers, and also all the learning program is really good. And I will say, of course, we need to prioritize students and make sure the educational excellent. But I think the engagement of the community and the parents is really important. That also relate to about the enrollment. If we can do good engagement through the community and also reach out to them, know what they're thinking, what they need, and also promote our wonderful program to the community. We need to win their trust back. We need to win their, not just trust, we also need to engage with them to have parents to get involved. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And
I do
next,
have a request for a rebuttal.
please, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. So declining enrollment in our public schools is a societal issue that extends not just to the South Bay, but all of the state of California, as well as the United States. While I appreciate the importance of community engagement in making sure our schools stay healthy, there are larger issues such as cost of living, as well as the difficulties in being able to provide for children and families and just general welfare that run outside the scope of what we can do there. So I would say in order to be able to combat that, there are other factors we need to pay attention to. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, AGN, this is next question. You're going to start and it's 60 seconds and it's about safety.
Okay. Oh, so even I raised my hand, I can.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I missed that. Do you want to
Okay. Yes.
add your rebuttal?
Yes.
Okay, please start.
Okay. Regarding the enrollment issue, our area 5 is facing 2 elementary school closure. So parents in our communities really, kind of lost the trust and don't know how good, how well our Fremont Union High School is. So I think it's really important to get engaged with them and also promote our wonderful program. I think that will bring them back because most of them still in the private school now due to the COVID.
Thank you so much. Okay, and thank you for reminding me you raised your hand. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, this next question is about safety. You have 60 seconds. School safety is a key concern for many parents and families. Knowing that what makes students feel safe can take many forms, what are your priorities and ideas for providing a safe school environment?
For safe school environment to our parents, I think they more care about the emotional safety, social safety, because the social safety is include the bully issues and also the other hate issue and also a lot of things going on. So that will cause the children's safety, also include the drug issue. So that for the environment safety, I'm not worried because of course, yeah, we have for the student the bike to the school. Go to school. Yes, we need to take care of that. But it's more important. Yeah, social safety issues. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Danny?
I'm glad that Agent brought up the transportation issues such as bicycling, because I was just reading about San Jose City Council approving the Westgate Costco plans to proceed. And a lot of the concerns of parents over there have to do with increasing the traffic around busy crosswalks such as Lawrence and Prospect. And I think that's a Silicon Valley issue as well, where we've just prioritized cars to the extent that it's not really a good incentive for parents to feel like they can just let their parents walk to school. So working with local municipal agencies in order to encourage greater public transportation or group transportation options is a key, as well as when it comes to just within the schools, the emotional safety, I think, of children really gets at the heart of things. Like a lot of the problems we have with bullying or depression or anxiety speak to the need for greater investment into mental health resources and care for our kids. And I fully support that.
Thank you. This is the next question's for you, Danny, and then you have 60 seconds. Could you describe a positive experience that you, your child, or someone you know has had with Fremont Union High School District? Explain how this experience represents a priority you want to preserve.
Sure. My son, who's currently in 10th grade at Limbrook, was concerned, and frankly, I would say I was probably more concerned about the transition from Miller Middle School to Limbrook and the academic expectations there. However, he's had the benefit of some wonderful teachers, and he really loves, for instance, his learning skills teachers. Shout out to Ms. Baller, who has just done a great job of communicating to him the ways that he can improve in, how he can focus on organizational skills, and just having these kinds of wonderful, passionate, and just dedicated teachers who can go and make that experience for a transition to high school as painless and seamless as possible is wonderful. I love seeing how much he matured as a human being, and I love how nurturing the environment was at Limbrook High School specifically, and I'm sure the district abroad, where it comes to having the dedicated staff who can really make what's potentially a traumatizing situation into something that's actually just another positive learning one. Thank you.
Thank you. AGN?
I'm sorry, can you tell me the question again?
Of course. Describe a positive experience that you, your child, or someone you know has had with Fremont Union High School District. Explain how this experience represents a priority you want to preserve.
Okay. The experience that I have is about, the diversity learning style. Lots kids, they have, they are not special need kids, but they do have a learning difficulty. And also, they have a hard time to deal with their homework. So during this situation, I support them to talk to teacher and also find out the reason why he cannot finish his homework. It's because we try to find out the root of the problem and also bring that out to teachers. And that also we connect to teacher and try to get extra support like a homework club or something. Homework club or some club to help him to engage with the resource. So that was successfully, help him went through the difficulty process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And AGN, you're going to be answering the next question. And this is another 60-second question, and it's about cell phone restrictions. Recently, Gavin Newsom encouraged all school districts to restrict cell phone use in classrooms, citing issues with mental health and scholastic and social risks. Do you believe that the Fremont Union High School District should restrict classroom cell phone use? Why or why not?
I think for the regular class or regular students learning program, we might need to, have the policy to restrict them to use that in class. Why? Because that would distract their learning. But for those who has learning difficulty or they need some support in understanding the program or get this, the support from the educational program, from phone or something, they might need iPhone. But if we can provide them iPad, that will be better. Because somehow, if you have two different policies and working on one classroom, that is not fair and it's weird. So I think we need to make sure our policy is appropriate to the regular classroom, and also we need to make sure for those who have special needs, they can get the support too.
Thank you so much. Danny?
Sure. As a classroom teacher, I have mixed feelings about this in the sense that all teachers have experienced students who have been distracted by their phones. That said, I feel like the cat is out of the bag when it comes to having electronics with Wi-Fi readily available. And even now we're looking at technology issues such as the prevalence of AI throughout student writing and production. So we're still trying to figure out how we can best kind of incorporate these into situations where students can learn. That said, if I'm in a situation where I have students who are struggling to pay attention and they're on their cell phones, what's absolutely important is having administration back me up. So if I say there's a rule and there's a place like a pocket where you need to put your cell phone, then I'm hoping that the administration will be supportive enough to be able to say, no, that's a serious offense and you have to follow your teacher's instructions on that. I feel like teachers should have the local control in the classrooms for that, but without sufficient admin support, then it's kind of a toothless form of enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, you're going to get the next question. And this is a question about equity, diversity. So the Fremont Union High School District has a very diverse student population. What specific ideas do you have for policies or programs that could improve academic performance and inclusion for traditionally underserved or marginalized students, including students with socioeconomic or immigration challenges, foster youth, LGBTQ+ students, English language learners, and students with special needs?
The Fremont Union High School District has an interesting demographic profile. For instance, Lynbrook is something like close to 90% Asian and South Asian. And yet when I've spoken to my son about what kind of students he's seeing in terms of things like, are there any students who are openly out and say LGBTQ or identifying in some way that's not, cisgendered. And he says he doesn't really know that many, which runs counter to my experience at San Jose Unified. And what this tells me is not that we don't have such students at FUHSD, but that the environments they're in are sufficiently oppressive that they don't feel comfortable coming out. So in addition to the pilot ethnic studies program that I see that they are implementing there, I would want to make sure that we have resources and curriculum that help students on the LGBTQ plus spectrum really feel like they are seen and acknowledged, and most importantly, accepted as human beings, because that leads to a whole plethora of other issues of whether they feel safe and whether or not they feel supported in school.
Thank you. Adrienne?
I think we need to especially address for their diversity needs. We need to promote the inclusive policies. Without the policy, we cannot secure their needs. And also we need to make sure students, they feel included and feel their own value, even they have different thought, different needs. And also we need to expand our support service, include a counselor, and also support group. For those have learning behind, we need to have a tutoring to support them. We also need to engage with the community. We need to find out what they are thinking, what they are learning, and how about what is their concern. And also we need to, ensure they all be representative. We need to make sure we take care of them. And also, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, this is another 60-second question. And it's a little bit about board meetings. So we're going to start with part of this is yes, no, and then there's the rest of the question. Have you attended any Fremont Union High School District board meetings? And what have you observed that surprised you, excited you, and how has this informed your thinking about what you will do to be an effective member of the governance team?
For me, during the by trustee map time, selecting the map time, I really surprised that many things is especially about the outreach things. Yeah, I attend many board meeting, include CUSD and the Fremont Union High School before by trustee issues. Then during the by trustee issues, I realized that our district need help for the outreach and for getting parents to involvement, and also for some big decision making. I think we need to get parents involvement. And I think for example, like by trustees process, the outreach is not really doing well. So this is what I'm thinking. So I would like to be a bridge to support this area. Yes.
Thank you. Danny.
So I'll have to say that my experience with board meetings was pretty limited until when I decided to run for this office back in June of this summer. So I can say that since mid-June, I've attended every single FUHSD board meeting. And probably the biggest surprise for me was how, well, kind of ordinary they were. And they're not like the West Wing, but you have people coming in who are, and I hate how political this word is, but stakeholders. We've got students, we've got parents, we've got, of course, the board members as well. And for the most part, I would say everyone's operating in good faith. We just want to see our children succeed and thrive. So being part of this board, I would say, really just challenges me to think in terms of a bigger forest kind of picture instead of the trees that I'm accustomed to seeing. But I'm looking forward to having a productive relationship with the community, the board members, and of course, ultimately the students whom we serve.
Thank you very, very much. All right, this is a little bit about communication. As a new representative of Trustee Area 5, and Danny, you'll start with this one. So as a new representative of Trustee Area 5, what specific strategies will you use to reach out to your local community to ensure that their voices, concerns, and needs are heard and understood by you?
That's a good question. I would say one of the challenges that I face entering this is I have a full-time job already. I am a teacher for San Jose Unified, so I already looking at the ways I can accommodate my schedule to meet different kinds of events that board meetings traditionally adhere to. That said, whether we're using office hours or traditional forms of email communications through that, I want to assure people that I will listen to you. Nobody ever agrees with somebody 100% of the time, but I will hear you out. If you've got a concern, I want to make sure that it's heard and that we address whatever's at the cause of it. I don't think the world is so black and white that there's easy and simple solutions to things, but I think the heart of problem solving comes with empathy and understanding and trying to connect with each other. And that's my general philosophy with students and with my potential constituents.
Thank you. Jan?
For me, I already deeply volunteer for this community for over 20 years. I did many roles as a volunteer to reach out, to connect, to work with the parents and the students. So I do know them, and I always with parents. So to me, I'm a full-time volunteer. I don't my time was with parents and the community. So I always listen to them, talk to them, understand what they are thinking. And the parents, when they have a challenging or a student has some difficulty, they always will come to me or I reach out for them. So I consistently working with parents from kindergarten to high schooler, always keep informed. I am a full-time volunteer here. So yeah, I always partner with the parents. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this next question you're going to start, Adrian. It's a 60-second question, and it's about declining enrollment and course offerings. Fremont Union High School District offers a broad range of courses and programs to meet the diverse needs and interests of their students. With declining enrollment, what can you do to best preserve these broad offerings and courses?
I will find out the root of the why we cannot offer which I should not say can't. Okay, I will try to find out the root of the problem and work with the team and for those classes, I think we need to find out the solution, the alternative way to continue to support students. Needs in different subjects of the classes. So that is what I'm thinking, and I will do that too. Yeah.
Thank you. Danny.
So I'm thinking about the last board meeting I attended, well, the last one that occurred, and Superintendent Clark was showing these very helpful charts, really illuminating about the enrollment situation of the entire district over the past, I want to say 12 years or so, as well as projected outcomes into the next 6 years, thanks to having data shared with the district from CUSD, the feeder, as well as SCSD. Or SSD, I'm not sure, Sunnyvale School District. We have a good idea as to what we can project from there. And right now we have 9,000 students in the district across the 5 schools. And the number which we want to be concerned about is when we start reaching 1,200 at an individual school. So as I said, I want to be proactive about making sure we offer students flexibility in terms of being able to attend schools that have programs that are specific for them. I want to reassure the public that the funding situation at FUHSD is secure so that we're not closing schools anytime
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you so much. All right. What do you see as, this is Danny, again, you're going to start another 60-second question. What do you see as some of the specific needs of Trustee Area 5? How will you balance these needs with the needs of all students, staff, and families of the whole district?
So FUHSD trustee area 5 is one of the ones where there has been some concern about school closures, again, precisely because of CUSD and their financial situation. Fremont Union High School District does not follow the same funding model, or at least until recently it didn't. It's a basic aid district. It has a sufficient revenue flow where there's no concern about the loss of school facilities there. And Lynbrook just recently won a distinguished school award. This is a high performing school. There's no reason why it's going to be shut down. So I want to make sure that the trustee area is reassured that we are going to continue to serve the students with Lynbrook High School and keeping that in existence. So that way we don't have to worry about the decline that might happen to a neighborhood when we have a traumatic event like the loss of a school. I feel like the students themselves are very high achieving, but there's a lot of stress that comes with being a teenager these days too. So making sure that they have the proper social emotional supports in addition to the academic that we're already offering.
Thank you. AGN?
The key thing is, I think for our area 5, parents is really concerned about their educational learning. So the first priority, I think we need to but still continue to maintain our excellent education. For area 5 parents, they also is really concerned about, you know, of course, enrollment. But you know what? That is because pandemic, some parents temporarily put the kids in private school. But the key thing is, if we want to bring the family back to our public school, to wonderful Lynbrook School, I think, and also not just Lynbrook School, also Cupertino High School, we need to emphasize and do the promotion to win their trust, to introduce our wonderful program. So that is a really important thing. Parents understand that we don't have the issue like a CUSD, but they need to trust our district to bring their kids back.
Thank you. Okay, so AGN, this one is yours. It's a bit of a follow-up about specific concerns. Do you or has someone you have heard from in the community have a specific concern about Fremont Union High School District? Please describe one such concern and outline how you might work with your fellow board members and the superintendent to address the problem.
They do concern about the courses be cut off. Some elective courses be cut off, and they concern about, you know, why is it a budget issue or something? So I think we need to form, as a project to evaluate things, how to, you know, continue to offer their elective class. And also we need to find out a solution. Maybe we can try to offer, to have them to go to the other high school to continue to take classes. But I think we need to address it and also reach out parents to listen their concern and work on how to fix the problem. That is the key thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Danny.
Well, the obvious big concern would be the declining enrollment issue, but we've spent a lot of time talking about that. I would say, other than that, the biggest concern would be perhaps the complacency that comes with having done so many things so well over the years. And I'm obviously tooting my own horn a little bit here, but these elections matter. Even if you don't care about the school board race, that we have this larger existential kind of threat to the way we view American life in this November 5th. So I would encourage you to please vote and tell everyone else around you to vote as well. But at the school district level here, making sure you continue to have responsible adults who are focused on doing right by the students is the #1 priority. And that's why people should really vote for me.
Thank you. All right, Danny, you start with this one. How might you work with the cities that are served by Fremont Union High School District to address declining enrollment?
I've spoken with Mayor Larry Klein of Sunnyvale, and he's spoken to me about some of the initiatives that he's pushed forward in order to make the commute easier for students who live in the Sunnyvale area to reach Fremont and Homestead. And I believe that these kinds of initiatives where we encourage transit routes, where we encourage opportunities for people to view these schools as accessible, are key towards helping to alleviate things. I know Sunnyvale in particular is doing a phenomenal job in trying to increase housing so that way we can attract potential young families and students through there. In San Jose and Cupertino, I want to maintain close relationships with city officials there as well, so we can address concerns on their end, as well as seeing how they can best serve the population of young families, students, and really all the residents of FUHSD TA5 too. So that's my answer.
Thank you. Hey, Jan.
My answer is, I really think we should more focus on promoting and our educational program to our community. And I do know some lost parents, they moving out because school closure issue, but they won't back. They will come back because we have excellent education here. And we have a lot moving in new families, and we have a lot new building apartments. I think that our area will growing well and continue to grow. The key thing is how we are going to address parents' need and their learning challenge. Even the excellent student, they still have learning challenge too. And also a lot privileged students and also dispresented students. We need to take care of those groups.
Thank you.
Yeah, no kids should left behind. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Jen, you're going to do this next one first, and it's about ethnic studies. Fremont Union High School District is currently offering an ethnic studies course as required by the state of California. What specific thoughts do you have about this course and its impact on the diverse population of our schools?
Our education should be really inclusive for any, diverse group. So I think we need to have the, curriculum ready, and we need to set out the policy to support this one. And also we need to listen to parents' concern. I think for some courses, it might be very new to parents, but we need to spend time to communicate with the community and also parents to let them know. And we need to support students' need and let them feel they are valued and they are be included. Thank you.
Thank you. Danny.
The first day I stepped into my first grade class, I remember very distinctly being teased by other students. This was back in the early 80s, 1980, 1981, and I was hit with the Chinese, Japanese slurs right from the get-go. The Bay Area was a very different place back then. And for much of my childhood growing up, I was aware of, but not really able to articulate, how the lack of media representation for Asian Americans affected me. And I think that now we're at least in a better environment where we see some great local leaders who are moving into politics. And of course, Kamala as well, who's running as both the first Black and first Asian presidential, Black and Asian presidential candidate, not the first Black. But I think that our courses need to let students know they're seen, that they matter. And our focus as a school district should always be on students first. Anything else beyond that is, I think, catering to other outside interests.
Thank you very much. This next question will start with you, Danny. What new ideas do you have for Fremont Union High School District to improve the overall well-being and mental health of students and staff?
I'm not going to claim to be smart enough to know what new ideas I'm bringing to this. I think that I'm smart enough to know that I don't know everything, right? I think of the Dunning-Kruger curve, for instance, where people who don't know much don't realize how much they don't know. So I'll say here are my strengths. I learn, I listen, I try to be curious and not judgmental, to steal a line from Ted Lasso. And when it comes to new ideas, I'm trying to remain open-minded. This is a world that changes so quickly. And again, what our students need is an environment where they feel safe and nurtured, and that they've got adults who care for them. That's the same job you have as a parent. And I think that ethos serves people well when they're teachers or school administrators or board members as well. Oh, 15 seconds. I thought it was the red stop. But yeah, I'm not going to pretend to know the answers to everything. I will try my best to learn and be reasonable and fair in my dealings. Thank you.
Thank you. Jan?
As a board member, I would think the key job is support them to ensure the education program has enough support for those needs. For example, like, we need to have enough counselor, and also support group is really important. I think not just the educator, which is teachers, also for the all staffs. I think school staff is really important too. Students only learn in classroom, but outside of the classroom, they still get in touch with the first line of the staff. We have many staff that, include the tutoring program, and also with the support program to take care of their needs for like learning and support. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, Jan, you're going to start this one. This is about funding issues and attracting and retaining staff. Given that Fremont Union High School District does not receive the level of funding that many neighboring high-performing school districts do, what strategies would you support to help our schools attract and retain great teachers and staff?
We need to support teachers' need and fully support them as a best educator. And for those, if the funding has issues, I think we need to very clearly to working on why the funding has an issue. We need to check the data and make sure all the budget is reasonable and not just reasonable. We need to make sure that fiscal has accountability to working on it. And also we need to make sure all the budget will go through directly to support teachers and also students learning. And if we have the budget issues, I think we need funding issue. We need to hire for the professional support to find out and also to find the resource to support them. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Danny.
First off, I'd like to acknowledge that teachers as a whole are egregiously underpaid. As a teacher, I can speak to that. That said, I was telling a friend of mine how running for the board at Fremont is basically shooting myself in the foot or the knee or whatever vital limb you want to choose when it comes to my financial future, because as a board member, I cannot serve as a teacher in the district. And at San Jose Unified, well, my salary is not as high as I would like it to be, nor would it be as high as it would be under the district. So I understand that the formula model, the formula which we use to fund salaries comes from a shared revenue percentage, which is already predetermined and agreed upon by the district. And it's two unions, member unions for classified and certificated staff. They have not had issues when it comes to dividing the pie. And from my understanding, they are fairly compensated compared to neighboring districts. That said, I think in general, society does need to do a better job of supporting its educators. I'm out of time.
Thank you. So Danny, you're going to go first for our last question. And this is one of the ones that you were given ahead of time. And you have 90 seconds for this one. What question do you wish you had been asked in this forum, and how would you answer that question?
A lot has been made about community outreach in this forum. And I was thinking about how I would define I guess the question I would ask is, how do you define or view community in your role as a board member? And I think that when it comes to schools, everything has to start from students. Students are the primary target that we're serving, and the whole existence, the reason for existence comes from students. So we try to meet them where they're at, not where we wish they would be. As a classroom teacher, I've worked with hundreds of students from varying levels of ability and achievement, and they all have different stories. Now, there's kind of a running joke among teachers that when we don't reach a student as well as we'd like, the first question asked of us is, did you build a relationship, or did you try to build a relationship with them? And that hints at something true. You need to have a relationship with the kids, but again, the truth is you're not going to connect with everybody, right? You can't get 100% approval, and you can't make sure that all of your students are going to vibe with you the way you would like. That said, I think all the teachers that I've been privileged enough to work with have their students' interests number one in mind. And that holds true as well for many of the staff I've met and worked with, as well as I think at the district level, the administrative side of things here, and the Fremont Union High School District overall staff. So community, I would say, begins with students, and everybody else tries to do what's right for their children. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Jan.
For Fremont Union High School District, it's really excellent district. Like our Fremont Union High School District, care about students, and we have, excellent education, good environment support, and also keep updating all the facilities and support teachers. I think for our district's teachers really got the full support, not just for the, educational things, teaching, and also as well as the funding. So for me, I think my question is, why am I a better candidate for a trustee? I will say that our district need a bridge to reach our community for many reasons. The big things, we need, even though school, our district has outreach and also, send out the email, but just cannot reach our community well. So I think my strength is be a communicator. So by doing my diverse experience, I really strong connect with parents and the communities. So I think I can fully support, and as a full-time volunteer, serve as our as a trustworthy bridge for teachers, educators, and also students. I will listen to them, and I will have time to work with them, just like I did for 20 years.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank both of you again, both for running for this office that's so important to our community, and in this new format where we have trustee areas. And I want to thank you for your time and energy tonight. So
Thank you, Polly.
thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go to the thanking all of you who've also joined us tonight on this forum, and please be sure you share the fact that they can reach, this can be seen on our website in a few days. Let's go to the next slide. I think all of you are aware that we have a general election coming up on November 5th, not only for these two candidates, but for many other issues and candidates all the way up to the presidency. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on November 5th, election day. And you should be getting your vote by mail ballot fairly soon, around October 7th, and you'll have an opportunity to mail that in as well. So let's go to the next slide. If you enjoyed this event or want to learn more about other issues or other candidates, you can see on our website as well this list of forums and opportunities to hear from other kinds of candidates and about other kinds of issues. And these are the dates and times, and that'll be available on this presentation also when you move in to see it later if you want to, or just go to our website. Okay, next slide. There's a lot of sources for nonpartisan election information. And I talked to you before about Vote 411, but here are another group of them that you can use. And feel free to take a picture of this, or again, access this video and then look up those as you see fit to get the help you need to vote, which is the most important part of this. So let's go to the last slide, please. We want to thank you again for attending. The webinar is now finished, and it will take us a few days to get this recording up and posted on our website, but feel free to come back and look for it. And remember, you can access the entire part, but we are asking that you not just use clips of the recording from today. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a good evening.